Hear what? I'm receiving some sort of transmission. Routed through the main system. Routing.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Al Jonko, Kristen Hetzel, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark. The adult side of Disney. Actually, it's not so much about the adult side of Disney, more so than adults talking about Disney in an adult way. And feel free to pick up your frosty, cold adult beverage and relax for another edition of WDW After Dark. March Madness in full effect, and my name's Al John. I don't know what type of banner and bracket I need to be in. I don't know exactly what my sport team is, but I can tell you this. Hailing all the way from down south, we've got Jeff Davis and the Monsters joining us on the panel today. Jeff, what's going on? The News Monsters.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. How's your bracket doing?
I didn't fill out a bracket this year. Just did not pay enough attention to college football, basketball. I'm sorry, this year to fill one out. So there was really no point. All I could really say was, go Hogs, go, and that's about all I could say.
I can tell that from the new digs in the background. You got your
there they are.
You got your Arkansas, you got your little Arkansas banner back there. Your jersey, that's your jersey. March Madness is going on right now. Not only is the This Is Madness Star Wars tournament going on to pick everyone's favorite character. You've got the Muppet Madness thing that our buddy Steve Swanson over there at Muppet Cast is doing up again, as he does every year.
Right.
But then you also have the Disney parks doing a contest with what attraction is going on, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later because the jerseys, the special edition jerseys they put out, are amazing.
Yes. Yeah, they
They're
are.
so cool. I want
four
every
of them.
one. Oh, really? Well,
Yes.
if you're just now tuning in, you're not familiar with the show. This is the live and uncensored show for adult Disney fans. Of course, Mal John, you
Use
heard
the
from
word
Jeff Davis.
adult loosely.
Yeah, it is. It is very loose. And speaking of loosey-goosey, we have here Mr. Thunderbeaver, Eric Allen. I'm trying to think of a particular team that would do you good, and all I can think of is the Thunderbeavers.
Well, let's just stop with that then. But right now, I am going to claim the UAB Blazers because they and who was it? Georgia Southern wrecked so many freaking brackets yesterday.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, quite a few.
I saw that. Wow, Georgia Southern coming out of it. How about that?
That's right.
Well, you know what? I never do good in the office pool, so I am totally out this year. but someone who's always into what's hip and happening in the foodie world. You could call it Remy's Renegades. I don't know what you want to call her, but she is wearing her
Ooh, I
Cooking
like
with Mickey
that.
jersey. You like that? Remy's Renegades?
I
You
like
like that?
I like
Remy's Ratatouilles. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. But Cooking with Mickey's own and Dining at Disney's own Kristen Hetzel joining us on the show, the foodie herself. Hello.
Hello.
It's good to see you. We've got a huge show. We have Disney discussion, a bunch of Disney news, and before we get into it, just a little bit of housekeeping. Everyone, thank you so much for your support of our show and our podcast. I know Jeff Davis has mentioned this before, and Eric in shows past, but don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube feed, our iTunes feed, our Stitcher feed. Every little bit of feedback that you do leaves us in a better place. So please go ahead, like and subscribe, spread the word, would you? And also, don't forget to give us those 5-star reviews on iTunes. We really would appreciate it. Another way to help the show out is by booking your trip through Magical Journeys and Kristen at magicaljourneysvacations.com and checking our Amazon. You know, you shop Amazon every day. You can go to Amazon, but why not kick a little bit back to the show? It doesn't cost you anything. It's simply a great way for Amazon to support our show, and we do that by having you shop and click and look at that banner and click on those banner links at WDWAfterdark.com. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and play this wonderful news sounder. It's time now for Disney headline news in the newsroom. Jeff, the news monster, Davis.
Thank you, Al-John. Appreciate that. And we're going to start the news this time around over in Anaheim, California, where Mr. Bob Iger, CEO of the Disney company, says no to a third theme park over there in Anaheim, although qualifying that Disney won't rule that out forever. Bob Iger said last week during the company's shareholder meeting, which he revealed a lot of different stuff that he probably wasn't supposed to, but there are no plans to build a third theme park at Disneyland Resort. Iger said that Disney does have plans to expand the resort, but that such expansion would happen at the existing 2 theme parks. Disney has yet to officially announce details about the new attractions or a new land based on the Star Wars universe that Bob Iger mentioned late last year in an interview with Variety. So I guess I asked the question to the panel here, is there any room really to add a third theme park in Anaheim, California for Disneyland and next to Disney California Adventure?
Not
If
unless
you've
they
got
take
the
down
money.
a hotel.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It just didn't
Yeah,
seem doable.
They have to take down downtown Disney, that whole little center area. I mean, what are they going to do? You know, put it on top of a parking garage?
Vertical
I
theme
guess-
park stacking. There you go.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I would say if the money's right, anything's possible. But
But it would take a lot of money.
Yeah, especially in Southern California, and especially the areas around Disneyland.
Sorry about that.
So are we-
The news continues.
random news sounder in 3, 2, and 1.
No, it's going to take a lot of money, and I think eventually it'll happen, because I'm sure that Disney would be very keen on buying up the properties around the parks, if for no other reason the fact that Walt hated the fact that so much grew up around it, and it was so commercialized, so busy around it. So he would like, I'm sure Disney would like to have at least a barrier around the parks, but I don't know. It's just going to take a lot of money, and to be quite honest, I think there are better uses for that kind of money for Disney to put into its theme parks.
Right. I mean, just looking at the overhead map at the Disneyland Resort now, I can see, you know, what people don't realize is that Catella surrounds it, Ball Road, Harbor Boulevard. I mean, they're really blocked in. You know, I mean, there's only so much place for parking. You know, the Anaheim Convention Center is on the opposite end of California Adventure, on the other side of Catella. I mean, where could they possibly expand? Maybe they could expand California Adventure in the backside, but this map doesn't really lend itself well to showing where all the rest of the parking areas and different cast member areas are. I know that there's parking behind the hotels, but where would they put it? I have no idea. I mean, they're really blocked in. So.
Well, when they did open that park, a lot of people, found out how big of a gem this really was when it came to Disneyland being so popular, and everybody worked their way from, the outskirts, the outer rim, I guess I should say, of Disneyland, and, expanded out in a way, and they kind of just closed themselves up in a big old box, I guess, in a way. So, yeah, I guess I would prefer the money to go towards improvements in the parks, and possibly, the expansion of something Star Wars related for people out in California to enjoy. So we'll wait and see what Bob Iger decides to reveal next, since, like I said before, he's been revealing so much that he probably wasn't supposed to talk about last week at the shareholders meeting. Heading over to Walt Disney World there at the Magic Kingdom. Guests over at the Magic Kingdom yesterday, which was March the 19th, were privileged enough to get a little air show over Cinderella's castle. The Blue Angels, the Navy's Blue Angels, the 6 FA-18 Hornet aircraft flew over the Magic Kingdom on their way to an air show that they were doing this weekend, and did a nice little passover, and the big burst in the sky that they're very, very well known for. If you've ever driven through Pensacola, Florida, you'll see that design on a lot of different overpasses and everything. Or if you've seen the Blue Angels before, that special burst in the air that they do. Very, very, very special opportunity for people to see Navy aircraft in use if they've never seen them before, and got to see a few of the comments that were made by one of the crew members of the Blue Angels, and he said that during all the trips, when they do go to these airfields, whether it be a Navy base, an air base, or just in some city over some water, they do look for landmarks that they do want to fly over, and they specifically picked Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom because Cinderella's castle is such an icon and such a big American symbol, and what a better way to honor that than to have 6 of our country's finest jets flying over it in such spectacular fashion and giving everybody an opportunity to see that. So that was a lot of fun to see on YouTube, and I'm sure everybody there at the Magic Kingdom enjoyed it as well. So just sorry that I wasn't able there to see it,
Total badassery.
Yeah. Extreme badassery, no doubt about that.
Anytime I see the Blue Angels, I start singing Van Halen's "Dreams" in my head. Whenever I see it. It's like the quintessential Blue Angels music video is Van Halen's "Dreams," and it's awesome.
Yeah. Just once, I would love. I'm not a full-fledged journalist. Don't have all those credentials or anything like that. But
you are a full-fledged journalist. You work for Sorcerer Radio, for heaven's sake.
I wish I had the official credentials. That all other journalists get, because
I get your credentials.
You know what I'm talking about here. I love what I'm talking about.
I love it. Elton's going, I got your
credentials
right here.
I'm trying to make a point here. Those people get the opportunity, if requested and approved, to actually get to fly in the jets with the Blue Angels and go up and do maneuvers and do all these other. I would love the opportunity to get to do that and to fly with one of them and feel those G-forces and loops and barrels and just everything else. I think it would be so cool.
Well, you're a Navy guy, Jeff. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What type of air experience have you had in jets?
I've had 0 experience in jets.
Seriously?
Yeah, I did
not.
Are
you telling me that I've had more experience than you?
I had 0 interaction with jets. I mean, nothing.
Okay, how about planes, like C-130s and stuff like that?
Didn't have any interaction with those either. No.
Oh.
Mine were the helicopters.
Okay, well that's cool. So you did like Black Hawks and stuff?
I got to rappel out of them. I was part of the I was part of what's called the VBSS team, the Visit Board Search and Seizure team. Whenever I was on board a ship, And they have those teams in order to board vessels, look for contraband, weapons,
There you go.
drugs, everything else, So
Take down pirates.
yeah, I was looking for Jack Sparrow and those guys, but
So you were part of the pirate boarding party. That's what it was.
yeah. So you do have to have some training done with rappelling and other things. Lots of fun to do, lots of fun. But I never had the opportunity to go up in the C-130s or have interaction with the jets or anything. But what I did do was a lot of fun. I did enjoy it, But
well, that's really cool, Jeff, because the one thing I can say that I did was did that C-130 combat insertion when I was doing the USO tours, which was pretty awesome. But and then I did the Black Hawk thing, but I'm sure it had nothing quite like the experience that you had being part of the search and seizure team over there. Because the entire time I'm thinking, I'm hearing this in the background. You hear that?
What? You know what? You say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You want to
Specifically, I'm going to tell you a quick story.
All right, Jeff.
Real quick.
This is Cop, starring Jeff Davis, searching for
Stop
contraband.
it, man. Stop it.
What you gonna do when Jeff comes for you?
I'm going to tell you a quick story real quick.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, go.
Okay. The last deployment that I did in the Navy, we were down in South America doing counter drug ops down there, which meant us dealing with a lot of fast-moving speedboats and everything else. And mainly what we were looking for was drugs, and we came across a lot of cocaine. But every time that we would catch a boat, anytime we would make a bust, and we would find that contraband of those drugs and everything else, that was the first thing that our commanding officer would do, is play that song on the ship via the 1MC to let everybody know that we just made a bust, So that was really cool and a lot of fun. We always got excited when we would hear something like that. So
well, shoot.
You bring that up, so.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, now that now that you've had the that whole situation now with busting people and doing drug busts and contraband, the entire time I'm like thinking to myself, we're gonna have to start calling you, Crockett. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear the Miami Vice theme song in the background.
Yes, I can hear it. Yeah.
But anyway, so much for that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
But all in all,
so much for that. I just wanted to play some theme songs.
Oh, that's okay. Now, all in all, fantastic opportunity for guests at the Magic Kingdom to see the Navy's Blue Angels fly over the Magic Kingdom. Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, around 9:30 in the morning is when it happened. So some great video, great pictures, and so good for them. All right, going to move over to some speculation that is mounting right now about Epcot's Innoventions West being permanently closed by this summer. The past few months have seen a number of exhibits close, including the Test the Limits Lab and soon to IBM Think exhibit as well. The remaining exhibits include the Great Piggy Bank Adventure, Where's the Fire, the Video Game Playground, which I absolutely love, and perhaps the most popular of what remains, the Disney Visa Characters Meet and Greet area. Now, right now, there isn't any word as to what may replace Innoventions West should it close, but the timeline does suggest it could happen by May of this year, with only the meet and greet potentially going to be surviving and maybe moving into a new location. Innoventions East, of course, which has seen the bulk of recent new additions, is not affected by the plans, by the rumor that we hear right now. As always, we'll keep this information truly speculative and not make any rash jump-the-gun decisions on what could happen, but Disney hasn't made any type of an announcement on the future of this area inside of Future World over at Epcot. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it closes down, it closes down. What can we do? Maybe they'll put something else real nice in there for us to enjoy. Just never know. So we'll wait and see. New sponsorship, yeah, that's what it all comes down to. Okay, got one more that I want to talk about with you guys. Could bring up a nice little discussion real quick, but Disney has updated the traditional parking permits that are issued for Walt Disney World Resort guests. They have been discontinued. You no longer get that little slip of paper that you put in your vehicle to let people know that you are parking at that resort or whatever. Now, the rollout began the other day over at Disney's Yacht and Beach Club Resort, and your parking permits no longer there. And you're now being asked to use your Magic Band for park access, okay? For parking. At the theme parks, guests will present their Magic Band at the Auto Plaza booth to validate free parking admission, so that question is answered. When returning to the resort hotel, guests can enter the dedicated guest lane and use the Magic Band for access through the barrier. Those guests that do not have a Magic Band can use their RFID Key to the World cards instead. Now, the change to a paperless parking system is especially important following the recent introduction to the direct-to-room capability that allows guests to bypass traditional check-in. Following the initial introduction of the new system at the Yana Beach Club, expect the rollout to continue to the other resorts over the next few months. So, good idea, bad idea? What do you guys think? You know, is it just another reason for Disney not to print out a piece of paper for you, or just curious on what you guys think of that?
You know, I see where this is going. I mean, when the Magic Bands rolled out and they said, "Oh, we can do this with it, we can do that with it," it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that they're going to tie everything they possibly can into that band.
Yeah.
Now, it's great for the environment because you figure you have several million guests come in each year and stay on property at Disney, and every single one of them, well, you get several million parking passes printed out. That's going to save paper. That's going to cut down on paper waste. It's going to cut down on paper costs. So in that way, it's a good thing. But at the same time, you have to wonder how much is too much to tie into your Magic Band.
You think there could be a possible overload on the amount of use for a Magic Band? I mean, to the point as to, if you lose it, how much more of a pain in the butt is it going to get to get all that information back on there again?
Yeah, see, that's that, and also just the whole, not only if you lose it, but if somebody gets it that's not supposed to have it, well then, what all kind of mischief can they get into at your expense?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, at that
that's
point,
always the case.
I mean, they'd have to know your room number to get into your room. They could get free parking, but that's on. As far as purchasing anything, unless they know you and have they can't purchase anything. So
that is true. Yeah. I think it might slow down the process a little bit.
If you lose it, all you need to do is go to guest relations, hotel concierge, go to the My Disney Experience app, and you deactivate that particular band, and then it's worthless. And it can't be. You have a choice of either setting it up as if it's been stolen, or setting it up that you've lost it. If you tell the system it's been stolen, that Magic Band can't be reactivated by you.
I don't think there's any possibility that this is going to cause a problem when it comes to validating for free parking when you enter the theme parks. It's no different than the nice little piece of paper they gave you. You just present your Magic Band when you get up to the toll. They'll scan it. It'll tell them whether or not it's a valid Magic Band or not for free parking, and they move on. And then Krista makes
the only difference is it's going to take longer.
It will take longer.
It's just going to take a little bit longer.
I don't think it's going to be all that bad to where traffic's going to be backed up for a long period of time because of these different things. But at the same time, it does make things a little bit easier as far as the check-in process, like they said before. Bypassing resort check-in, they're in the lobby. Everything else can be done. Show your Magic Band there at the gates. Let it be scanned. Go inside. Head straight to your room. Start your vacation and enjoy things. So
that's assuming the room's ready.
If it's ready, yeah. which I'm going to guess, though, they've probably changed things up a little bit. When you're bypassing lobby resort check-in and everything else, that room is probably going to be ready either the night of, the morning of, or a few hours before you're expected there. That may be, Kristen, do you think that's probably one of the questions that they may have? When is your estimated time of arrival for when you're doing, going to be at the room so that we can, have everything ready and stuff like that?
Yeah, they ask you that online when you do online check-in. And I'm sure that's exactly why. So that if they have somebody who says, because say they're taking a flight and they don't get it until 7 o'clock, so they click they arrive after 4 or 5, I don't remember what the option is, versus somebody who clicks, I'm going to arrive at 8 a.m., they know those are the rooms to get ready first. Like, these guests need to be in a room before these guests.
Yeah.
So
I think it'll work out fine, and I'm sure there may be a few bugs in the system here and there to deal with, as far as getting to your resort and getting to park and everything else. And remember, if you do have a problem and it doesn't scan correctly, there is a security guard there at the gate that can probably come over, check your name in the system, and maybe, he has a different scanner that he can use to scan your Magic Band and get that barrier gate up so you can go ahead and get to your resort room. So those would be nice to see and try out for your next Walt Disney World vacation. And that's Disney Parks news from my side.
Great. Moving on. Kristen has got Disney dining information as well as the latest travel deals for you planning your Disney trip. What's going on?
Well, Wishes Firework Dessert Party reservations were available starting today. This used to be the Tomorrowland Terrace Dessert Party. Well, it's going to be kicking off this year on July 5th. Guests have been able to already make those reservations starting this morning. They are updating this, and that's why the name change has become Wishes Firework Dessert Party. They're going to have a reserved seating area where you can enjoy decadent desserts and beverages. As the fireworks erupt, you can toast with a glass of sparkling cider. Yeah, not champagne. The delicious desserts will include chocolate dipped strawberries, chocolate mousse, ice cream, seasonal fruit and cheeses, Disney character-themed cupcakes. For drinking, you've got hot drinking chocolate, signature lemonade, coffee, and tea.
No alcohol?
Nope, because Magic Kingdom.
Can't.
See, that's why I would go with the one over at Illuminations.
Yeah, because you get alcohol out of that one, yeah.
Uh-huh. And this one's $49 for adults and $29 for kids. Tax is included in that. As I said, you can start making reservations as of right now. And the first reservation is for July 5th.
That's still not a bad deal for $49.
No, but I would go with... Because last year, I believe it was the same price for the Illuminations party, and that included champagne. So if I was going to choose, I would go with Illuminations, but that's me.
I buy that for $1.
Oh, nice RoboCop chap.
You got that.
Very
there
good.
You go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yes.
The only other piece of news that I have is that, again, beginning this morning, today was a big, food news day.
Yeah, it was.
Be Our Guest restaurant in Magic Kingdom is now taking advanced dining reservations for breakfast. So this morning was the first day that they offered breakfast. It's in testing, and that's from now until June 18th. It's going to be served from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day. Some of the menu items that you can choose from are going to be pastries, cured meats and cheeses, eggs Florentine, an open-faced bacon and poached egg sandwich, vegetable quiche, croissant donut, which has been fried and topped with banana caramel sauce, chocolate ganache, and whipped cream. For the little ones, there's a brioche French toast, scrambled eggs, fruit crepes, cereal, and oatmeal.
I got a question.
Yes.
I had trouble with this on Thursday morning show. Is it millet bread or is it Malay bread? Which one is it?
Wait,
and
what?
I specifically said during my show, I was like, I can't pronounce this. This is French. and it is spelled, and I look at it, and it says millet bread, or is it Malay bread? And I'm like, well, it's French. Maybe it's Malay bread. I can't be sure.
It's pronounced I think it's pronounced Malay.
Okay. all
Again,
right.
I didn't take French. I took Spanish, and French is one of those languages that kills me because the letter T has no sound. I'm like, why is it there?
Yeah, exactly. I had that problem, and I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, I got to get through this. But is it millet or is it Malay?
So
It could be millet.
It could be. Yeah, I don't know.
if you see a guy walking along the street and he's got like very short hair on the top and sides and long in the
I
back,
know where you're going with this.
do you go up and go, hey, bro, nice Malay?
It would be mole, you know. Since it's a mullet, you'd say mole instead of mullet. Or
Hey, Billy Ray, that's a nice Malay.
and it rhymes.
Don't tell my heart. All right.
So I
Moving on.
wanted to clarify that. I told people on Thursday morning, check with me on Friday night. We'll get this straight. You know, millet or Malay. It's one of the two.
It's pronounced Malay is how it's pronounced.
Okay, I was a 50-50 on that one. So
I have to say, this has been the most fun I've had on a Friday night for quite some time, and that's good and sad at the same time.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you never know what you're
Number
getting
one with a Malay.
Oh my god.
I didn't think I would get this kind of reaction out of it. You know, it's just a general question. Yeah. Didn't know I'd stir the pot like this, you know. Oh my God!
Wow! This is awesome. This show is just, oh my goodness! It's just awesome.
All right.
Nice. Perfect. There you
I'm
have it.
happy to be here to entertain you all. Thank you.
Well, any which way.
Enjoy your
You can
millet.
now be our guest. Restaurant reservations for breakfast for now through June 18th via My
Kristen, what
Disney
happened to-
Experience online.
Kristen, what happened to your camera?
Like, it's just this one little pie, you know, right here.
she's like Killjoy reading the news, you know. Kilroy, I'm
Keeps
sorry. is it
moving on
Killjoy?
me.
Kristen, hey Kristen, what do you think is gonna? I know how popular dinner is at the Be Our Guest restaurant. That's obvious, okay? Do you think that breakfast is going to hold its popularity with guests, you know, going over there and trying to experience the restaurant and everything else?
I think so because so many people want to at least get to eat there that this will give them an option.
But
So
still,
you can't get dinner, you can't get lunch, you can possibly get breakfast.
but still kind of throw away the fact that, you know, you might have a walk-up opportunity just to walk up and get, you know, breakfast or lunch at this place. You need to do the fast pass. Yes, this is a testing phase. We all know this, but you know, eventually after this testing phase, it's going to be put into the My Disney Experience app as a regular fast pass plus option. So why bother even trying to walk up and
No,
go
it's going to be ADR.
Is it going to be ADR as well?
ADR.
Oh wow!
Just like lunch is now ADR.
Wow. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We'll learn something new every day. It's going to be popular then.
Too many people couldn't get in.
It's amazing. They should have thought of that from the get-go, though. They should have known.
They should have made the restaurant even bigger than they already did.
Mm.
But then at dinner, they closed down the one dining room, so
Well, see, that doesn't make sense. You had to keep it all open. Keep it all open.
you would think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's Disney we're talking about, so we can't be rational about these things. So.
That's all I've got when it comes to food.
All right, you've got a travel deal. What's going down with that?
Oh, I do have a travel deal. That's right. I'm glad you remembered that.
I've only been, you know, billboarding this idea now for the past 30 minutes.
Great promo there, Aljon.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I am tired. Leave me alone. Don't pick on me. Okay,
Everybody be
so
nice
travel
to Chris.
deal. Currently, it is only available to Disney Visa card holders. The deal takes place for June 16th through August 27th. You can save up to 30% off on select Disney rooms. Discount at 50 go up to 30 on Monday. This will be available to the general public, but right now it is just for, I hear Miley. It is just for Disney Reward Visa holders. So, and you have to book this by June 12th. So that is the deal.
I am
Very
no longer a
nice.
Disney
Everything lately seems to be room discounts, not so much packages anymore.
Eric, you were saying?
No, I'm just saying I'm not a Disney Visa card holder anymore.
Why?
Yeah, well,
That was something that somebody else got not too long ago.
well, that's okay because
That's all
once
right.
again, well, that's all right because if you decide to book, even you're not, you don't have the Disney Visa, Kristen can always give you that discount after the fact. So
Well, there you go.
But see, if
Can
you
we
want
put it
to
on her
go-
Disney Visa and then I'll just pay her back and all? Or
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Use her Disney Visa.
okay.
Nah, it's fine. Well, that's cool. Thank you very much, Kristen, for that. Mr. Eric Allen, moving along with the news, you've got some Star Wars info. What you
I've
got
got
there?
some Star Wars info. First of all, how many of us are looking forward to The Force Unleashed coming out in December? Everybody
Totally.
good? Yeah, I think we are. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
now we have some homework to do between now and then.
I don't like homework.
I don't
Well-
either. I don't want to
well-
participate in this.
This there's a lot of time that passes between the end of Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens. 32 years, in fact. Now, Disney Worldwide Publishing and Lucasfilm have confirmed that there will be 20 new Star Wars books released between now and December that covers that 32-year time span.
Seriously.
Wow.
Seriously.
Good grief.
This will include adult novels, young adult novels, comics, and children's books. We'll also have clues to the new movies. Executive VP of Disney Publishing Worldwide, a guy by the name of Andrew Sugerman, says, quote, "The partnership with the story group and the editorial team always had to be true to the sanctity of the film while making sure that we find these moments to introduce hints, clues, and puzzle pieces." Now, maybe you remember that not too awful long ago, Lucasfilm made the announcement that what had been called the expanded universe for the Star Wars franchise, which is basically everything other than the 6 movies and the Clone Wars TV show, had been designated Legends. Basically, all this stuff has been moved off into a little pocket dimension, and it's the new stuff that's coming out going forward will differ from the storylines in the expanded universe. So, all this that's coming out, the 20 books between now and December, this is considered part of the quote-unquote new canon, the official storyline. Now, some of these will be released through Disney Publishing Worldwide imprints, and others, it will be coming out through at least 7 outside companies, including Del Rey Books and Marvel Comics. Now, some of the announced titles include Star Wars Aftermath from Del Rey, Star Wars Journey to the Force Awakens, which is Marvel Comics, a currently untitled preview from C-3PO's perspective, also coming from Marvel Comics, and Star Wars Ships of the Galaxy, coming from Studio Fun International. There'll also be, like I said, a series of young adult novels not specifically tied to the series, which will explore the characters from the original trilogies. Sugerman says, quote, "It's a way to introduce the heroes and villains of that original trilogy to a new audience that might not be as familiar as the audience that went and saw the films when they first came out." Now, I just blame that on bad parenting right there. If you don't know who if your kids don't know who the heroes and villains are from the Star Wars movies, that's on you. You need to go out, get the DVD set, sit their butts down in front of the TV and says, "You're going to watch this. It's important." Let's see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so having said that, Eric, in which way, how would you play the series of films, the Saga 6? Would you change the way they were presented to, let's say, the unaltered clone? I know he's already seen Star Wars, but if you had to try it again,
if I had to do it again, I would start with Episode 1 because that's where
that's painful.
I know.
Well, not if you've never seen it. Not if you've never seen it. You'll probably think it's a pretty badass movie if you haven't seen anything that came before it.
But once you get through the prequels, all you have to do is say, "Did you enjoy that?" Uh-huh. Well, good, because this is the real Star Wars series now. And you start with the originals.
Oh, my God. Well, the way I would do it is, by the way, okay, here it comes. 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And I'd have to make sure to let them know that after 4, we're going to go back in time and we're going to look at how things started. Actually, we would go 4, 1, 2, 5, 3, 6. That's
okay,
exactly how I do
you're
it.
confusing the crap out of
You would
kids,
confuse the crap out of this child, Aljon.
I'm still
biggest-
trying to get past
Not
this
you,
whole
son.
20-book thing. What person is going to have time to sit down and do all of these comic books, all of these regular books, and get all these little tidbits of information that leads you up to The Force Awakens? I mean, that's just a lot to deal with between now and December. I'm sorry.
And you know what, dude? There will be
You know what I would do,
that
Jeff?
do that.
Yeah.
You know what I would do, Jeff? I would check out the audiobooks on Amazon. Cha-ching! Check out our link at WDWAfterDark.com and check out the audiobooks on Audible and buy them and listen to them on your way to work and on the way home. Then you could, listen to those books and you're good
That's
to go.
the only way you'd be able to do it. Seriously. I mean, that's
Yeah. And of course you can always get the Marvel comics. Those are always great too.
True. Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, on Mighty Marvel Geeks, we had the writer for the Star Wars series from Marvel, a guy by the name of Jason Aaron. We had him on not too long ago.
Yes, you did. It was good stuff.
Yes. However, if reading is not your game, then maybe gaming is your game.
Gaming is my game.
Well, you will be happy to know that at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim next month, video game company Electronic Arts will be officially debuting Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
EA
Awesome.
said, quote, "We could not think of a better or more appropriate place to debut the game officially for the first time than the premier event that celebrates the Star Wars universe and the legions of fans who have fallen in love with it." Now, what details they'll be announcing or be releasing about the game, nobody knows, and EA has not said at which day of celebration they plan to release it. Now, they did release a teaser for the game back at E3 in 2013,
Yes.
which has been quite a long time ago.
Yeah.
They've been very quiet about it. As for the game itself, though, it will not be released until the holidays. So that is kind of cruel.
It is kind of cruel, but
Imagine that.
at the same time, it is an extreme, and I do mean for any gamer out there, this is an extreme contradiction to the norm of what these companies do when releasing information as big as this and a game as big as this. When you don't do it at E3 and you do it at a venue like this, it's going to draw a lot more attention to what they will release, if not extra content, come E3 during May. That's what they're going to build up to. By doing it at Star Wars Celebrations, people are going to want to know even more, and the question then, is asked, will there be any type of alpha or beta gameplay available for those attending the E3 conference over in Anaheim. So,
now,
yeah.
Also back in 2013 when they released the trailer, EA and Disney also made what is called a decade-long deal to produce video games based on Star Wars. Some of them even going beyond the stories of Luke, Leia, and Han. So, we could see another Boba Fett game. We could see. God, hopefully we will not see another reboot of Bombad Racing. No, let's just hope not. But another pod racing game would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. Star Wars Battlefront might be the game that pushes me to the current gen consoles, the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, because I am still on 360. If it's going to be that good of a game and it looks that great, then I'm going to have to play it on one of those two platforms. So
I want to see a relaunch of Dark Forces. I do.
Well, sky's the limit.
Yeah, I don't think it would be an HD remastered type of launch. It would not be probably a brand new game and done all over again. Kind of like what they did with Resident Evil. They relaunched it in HD. That's probably something that they would do with that, but not a relaunch completely. No.
You know what? If I had $1 million, I would get that developed.
Yeah.
Either that, or I'd buy me a monorail. You're laughing, Jeff, but there actually is one for sale on eBay, and
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
This is another story. A eBay seller by the name of Super Duper Toy Lover is selling the front section of an actual Walt Disney World monorail Mark IV Red. It is the entire front section. Looking on the eBay listing, this is something that I just found hilarious. It says condition used. An item that has been used previously. The item may have some signs of cosmetic wear, but is fully operational and functions as intended. This item may be a floor model or a store return that has been used.
Yeah, it has.
I'm sorry, this monorail's got a scuff on it. Can I turn this back in and get something else?
Yeah, right. What's the shipping price on that? By the way?
You'll love this. This price comes with free shipping.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's a plus.
But I've got to read the guy's spiel on this. He says, "Here you have it, folks. This is the ultimate Disney collectible item." Yeah, thank you, Sherlock. I'm sure many of you have ridden this exact train before. The original Walt Disney World monorail front car still completely intact. This is the only known Walt Disney World monorail to ever make it into the hands of the public, a true one-of-a-kind collectible. Some people have train cars in their backyard. Now imagine your own monorail guest room or man cave.
Oh, yeah.
Mount it on a bus chassis and drive it around. Oh, God.
That would never happen. That would never happen.
Dude, if I bought this would definitely happen. I would turn this into a freaking RV specifically to drive to Disney. I'll even come by your house and pick your butt up.
Oh, God.
It's like, knock, knock. Who's there? My name's Exhibit, and I'm here to pimp your monorail. We're going to make it street legal, yo. We're going to put down 14-inch rim, 20-inch rims, drop down 17-inch monitors.
No, can we get the lift kit so it'll bounce as it's going down the street?
Oh, my God.
Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas, yo.
Now he says
that would be the horn. You press the horn, that's what it would say.
Dude, I have that. I put that in there. It says the original price on a Walt Disney World monorail was $6 million.
Woo! What?
Yes, but this could be yours
for the discounted price.
For the low price of $160,000. That is the starting bid. There have been no bids on this as the time of this broadcast.
I should have started it at $1.
Now, what you could do, now, if you wanted to just like buy it now, the buy it now price on eBay is $215.
How many days left?
I don't know. But
you know who'd buy that? John Lasseter would totally buy it.
Yes, he totally would. Now, this monorail is located in Tampa, Florida, and is viewable by appointment to serious buyers. He says, yeah. It comes with a full-size drop deck trailer that is ready to be hauled anywhere in the U.S. Let's see. The monorail is completely intact with original wheels, interior, and operator's cab. It is not in perfect condition. Well, I can imagine why nobody would bid on it at that point, but extremely restorable to near perfect. The paint has a couple of small spots, but a little Bondo. I'll fix that up. The red stripe is faded near the nose. Well, too many pigeons being blasted.
Oh God.
The owner says I can also arrange delivery anywhere in the world if needed. And he lists his number, but I'm not gonna disclose his number. But what you can do is check out the monorail's Facebook page. Yes, this monorail is called Monty the Monorail.
Oh my.
Yes.
Can I rename it? If I buy it, I'm going to rename it.
Oh heck yes. And there's also a Twitter feed for it. At Monty Rail. I am tempted to look on there and just follow this thing and just see what's going on. But
well, we have a new signature to talk about whenever we do the whole Red 5 standing by. You can always say Monty Red standing by.
Kind of like.
Oh Lord, in the chat room we've got Easy E-Ray saying, "Gotta call Geico."
Yeah, what type of insurance do you put on that? Yeah.
Yeah.
How many miles a day
I'll
do
take
you?
that monorail.
Let's
I'll
take
take
it
that
to
monorail for $59.95.
let's take it to Flo from Progressive and see what she says.
I put the scanner on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Hey Flo, hand me that name your price gun. I want to see what I can get on this.
What can I get for $5?
No. I'd rather have the guy who does. Is it the Allstate commercials? The one who's always
yes.
on the
I can't
vehicles
stand
or comes
those.
off and falls and gets hurt.
Mayhem.
Have him on the front of the monorail while it's going down the road.
Oh God, I can just see the commercial now. I'm a monorail sold on eBay.
You know what? I can see Matthew McConaughey driving the monorail in the next ad. Be like,
him and his long before someone paid me to drive a Lincoln.
I was going to say,
Like,
long before I bought the
seriously?
monorail.
I was a Disney fan way back when.
Exactly. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Wow.
I'm just like, I know you can get just about anything on eBay, but this is something. Yeah.
Well,
So
you know
I
what? If you're going to sell coffee mugs for $1,500, you might as well pay $200,000 to have an old monorail put in your yard. Why not?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Too bad Michael Jackson would be alive because he'd buy that up in a heartbeat.
He'd buy that thing quick.
Oh
yeah.
my God, can you imagine?
God, yes.
Hey, Tito,
think
I got
about
myself
that.
a monorail. Woo-hoo.
More little kids to come to the house.
I think
this gonna look
good in the back corner of Neverland.
I am here to change the world. Get on my monorail.
Come on, children. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas.
It's going to be Thriller on my monorail.
Oh, come on, children. We're going to have Captain EO broadcast on the big screen I put in.
How come Michael Jackson sounds like a chef from South Park on Helium?
Exactly. I was just thinking. Oh my God.
But think about this as a man cave, or for a lady cave. For we you know for if Kristen, imagine that in y'all's backyard. Imagine the kitchen that you could put in there for doing like the demo stuff and all that.
No, that would be cool for that purpose.
Yes.
That could be a pretty badass kitchen.
Yeah, it's kind of like monorail meals. Here we go.
I would have to say either Sorcerer Radio on the road or WDW After Dark on the road.
Oh dear God, can you imagine that as a mobile studio?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a ticket.
we are WDW After Dark is driving across America.
Yeah, there you go.
Man.
So now you need the Big and Rich song coming to your city.
God.
I'm sorry,
I don't
guys.
know
I've
that
been
song.
coughing up. I'll be like, well,
I
Ladies
don't
and
look
gentlemen.
at the news.
WDW After Dark, broadcasting live from the mobile monorail studio, Monorail. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Either that or have a Pretty Young Thing playing when you go down the street or something. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Jeez.
Okay, all right. So hold on one sec. I'm dying over here, guys. You're killing me.
I'm dying over here.
Killing me. Well, thank you for that news tidbit, Eric. I've never laughed so much on an After Dark in months. So this has been great. One last news bit. I'm going to go ahead and truncate this. We'll go ahead and tell you all about the Muppets, by the way. Muppets coming to Disney Junior with a new show called Muppet Moments. It's going to start Friday, April 3rd. The short-form series features funny conversations and outrageously adorable moments between Muppets and young children. Kind of like, well, no, I won't talk about Bill Cosby. Between Muppets and young kids.
It almost seems like it could be like the AT&T commercial with the little kids and then the guy.
Yes, you're right. That's it. But of course, they say don't take our word for it. All right, LeVar Burton. The Muppets and Nancy Cantor, Executive Vice President of Original Programming and General Manager of Disney Junior Worldwide, says stuff. She says stuff, according to this. It's going to be funny. Fozzie Bear, Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog, Great Gonzo, Animal, Beaker, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, Ralph Bobo, the newsman Rizzo, Sam Eagle, and of course Pepe the King Prawn will be some of the people talking to those kids starting Friday, April 3rd at 8:25 in the a.m. You can check it out in its glory even beforehand during the that week of launch on the Disney Junior app. So what Muppet are you excited about seeing, guys? I think this is going to be a fun little show. What do you guys think?
I better see Pigs in Space. That's all I'm going to say.
Pigs in Space.
I used to love that.
I did too. That was like one reason why I loved watching the Muppet Show.
Yeah, I did.
I love Pigs in Space. Well, I tell you, we're going fast and furious here on this show. Real quick before we head out, let's go ahead and talk about the Disney discussion topic for tonight before we wrap things up. Disney's Hollywood Studio, a lot of rumors going around regarding what's going to be happening, attractions and so forth, getting into the park. But as of late, a lot has been said about the name and the possible change to the name of Disney's Hollywood Studio to something else. If the studio were to change names, what would you like it to see named as? And we'll just go round robin and kind of figure this out. Jeff, what did you see? What do you think about this whole situation about the possible renaming of Hollywood?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you to Mr. Bob Iger for dropping the ball during the shareholders meeting, because he was asked this question literally by a child, and he was not supposed to say anything when the child asked this question, but said, yes, there's going to be a name change. This seems to be an issue here lately with him not being able to keep his mouth shut about certain things, but it gives us opportunities to talk a little bit. But I think that as far as a name change goes, Disney is probably looking at moving away from the whole Hollywood, old-time Hollywood feel that the park has had since it opened. Okay, because we are talking about a potential Star Wars expansion area opening at the Studios Park. We are talking about an expansion of Pixar in that area opening up as well. There have also been more recent rumors.
Numerous rumors,
thank you, of Cars Land opening up at Disney's Hollywood Studios in the backlot area. A lot of people just say it is a fit, it is the perfect fit, and the Orlando theme park needs it badly. So when you look at that, I don't think necessarily you can name this Disney's Star Wars Land, Disney's Pixar Place Land. You can't do anything Disney's car. You can't do anything like that. I would hope that it would just simply be named Disney Studios. But at the same time, a lot of people feel that may be a contradiction to the actual Disney Studios over in Anaheim, California, and a lot of people might get a little bit confused. I don't think that would be the case, because when people talk about Disney parks, they talk about specific days, and when you say Disney Studios, a lot of people don't go, oh, the one over in Anaheim where they do movie production. No. They're probably talking about the one in Orlando that everybody goes to visit, that goes to see the new Star Wars attractions, everything else. So I'm kind of thinking maybe it may be named, cutting out the Hollywood portion and just calling it simply Disney Studios theme park. So that's how I see it.
Kristen, how about you?
I say it's going to be Disney Florida Adventure.
And why do you think that?
Well, that and California Studios are very similar now. They have the same type entrance, the same type, like the main street to it is very similar, except California's is now better. But it just seems to me that that might be the route that they're thinking of.
Can see that. Eric, how about you?
I think it should be named Eric Allen's Winter Home.
Wow.
You mean you're not going to be call it Thunder Beaver Land or anything like that?
Well, let's just make it official. No, actually, in all seriousness, I do believe you're going to have like Disney Studios. You may call it like Disney Studios Florida, or just plain Disney Studios, because correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't part of Disneyland Paris called Disney Studios? Well, it was like their version of Disney MGM.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see Disney Studios Florida. I mean, you can't tie it in just to one franchise, because you can't call it all Star Wars Land, like I said, because you've got also, assuming that we get the Star Wars Land in there, and I would love to see Star Wars Land more so than Cars Land, mainly because let's let there be something to want to go see in California. I mean, you don't want to have exact clones of the parks on one side or the other. I think it's good that there are some attractions, some restaurants, some elements of each park that aren't on the other coast. I mean, granted, Walt Disney World is always going to have more attractions simply because they have more space to put them. But, I mean, you've had Soarin' over California come over to the land at Epcot. You've had Tower of Terror go west to California Adventure. Let Cars Land stay in Anaheim. And let's put something new over there by Pixar Place. Make it Monstropolis if you want. I've said this before. That would be a great place for a sushi restaurant. You could have Harryhausen's right there. You'd have the inverted coaster for the door factory. You could have how much
You could have
other stuff.
Gusto's.
You could have Gusto's. Yes. Pre or post mouse infestation?
Oh, it'd have to be. It would have to be. Well,
Post.
shoot.
I'd say post.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you go.
I guess post.
Yeah.
Post.
So it's just a question of what you put over there, but put something original. If you're going to take the Streets of America out and put in a bunch of Star Wars stuff, fine, do it. Make it Star Wars Land. Or if you're going to rip out Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular and put more Star Wars in over there, that's fine. If you're going to expand Pixar Place to include, Gusto's, Monstropolis, whatever, do it. But first of all, keep Hollywood Boulevard like it's supposed to be. Like the Hollywood of the 40s that everybody swears was there but never was. Or was that the 30s? Yes, because Sunset Boulevard was the 40s, I think.
Yeah.
But you can't not you can't not have that look because Disney just signed the deal with Turner Classic Movies. So you got to have that part there. You're gonna have that part there. So again, I'm thinking just make that park name nice and generic, and just call it Disney Studios.
People already call it studios. So
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that's great stuff, guys. I happen to agree with you guys. I believe that it should, maybe Disney Studios. I'm not so sure that they're going to call it Florida Adventure, but anything's possible. The other thing I was going to chime in on was Eric being right. I mean, I believe more than ever that Cars Land should stay in its state, and we shouldn't clone it. They have an opportunity to do something new, something fresh, something that'll beat the pants off what they're doing at Universal in terms of the Harry Potter attractions that are there, because we know Diagon Alley is amazing, okay? So, will they turn it into Monstropolis? Wow, that would be an amazing thing. Do they have the opportunity to make it an inclusive, a really nice Star Wars type land or whatever they want to do with it? Yeah, they do. And so there's so much so much they can do with that, and I think whatever they do, it's going to be great. And in terms of the name, I ain't hating on it. Whatever they want to name it, is going to be fine.
I'm not going to hate on the name. I'm not going to hate on the name at all. But it just seems like ever since the MGM brand was gone and Disney's Hollywood Studios was adopted, and as we have started to see things come and go so quickly in that area, and some things come and just not really get a good pop at all, it seems to me the park has started to lose its identity a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the possibility of a new name change could bring back that identity of what that park is supposed to be all about, and then a new land, a new area of the park, and not just an attraction, a new area of the park, a huge portion of the park changed in order for people to see. Not just an attraction and a regular gift shop like you see at the end of it. That's not going to cut it. You've really, really, really got to dig deep, and it's like me and Eric have mentioned before. Imagineers are going to have to go into that Rolodex of ideas that they have got stored somewhere in that building and say, okay, this is what we proposed. We weren't ready for it back then, but we're ready for it now. Let's do it. Let's get it on. And get it done quickly, okay? Because when it takes you a year and a half just to build a damn parking garage over for the new Disney Springs, figure out what the hell you're going to do and build it. Universal doesn't have this problem. Universal gets crap up so quickly and does such a fantastic job, yet they have more red tape to go through at Universal than what Disney does. Disney doesn't have all that red tape to go through with the city, and even Miley is pissed off about it. She's even barking over here, for crying out loud. If you're going to do it and get it done. Do it. Like, look at Avatar. What is this? is Pandora ever going to open? No, probably not in our generation. It's going to be forever.
It's because they're dealing with James Cameron, though.
You know, I just if you don't sit and talk about it, just do it, Disney. Come on. I'm not going to
I
stand
don't
on
know.
a soapbox, you know.
No, you're right. It takes them way too long, and I understand that they clone a lot of things over at Universal. Theming may not necessarily be there for other portions of the park. However, Harry Potter and Diagon Alley was put up relatively quickly by comparison to New Fantasyland. So, having said that, Disney, you better bring it. Just like Jeff said, I agree. It needs to be quick. It needs to be awesome, and it needs to wow people. Has the park lost identity? Maybe, but have to keep in mind that Disney, Hollywood Studios, MGM, whatever you want to call it, is really a celebration of films and, the creation of films and celebration of Hollywood. And it's going to be a hodgepodge. You're going to see stuff. I mean, I, for one, wanted them to do a Halloween party based on the horror attractions from the different film franchises at Disney, Miramax, and all those type of Dimension Studios. Those things that Disney used to own, were in the park. Ghostface Killer from Scream, that came out during the Disney time. And it would have been really cool to do something like Halloween Horror Nights that was a little bit more Hollywood, a little bit more themed for an adult audience, because I would have liked that. But things happen, things change. But I think the thing that they need to make sure that people understand is when you walk through those gates, that it is a celebration of film, and there's no other studio that has the legacy and I can't really say that no other studio does, but they have such a tremendous history of storytelling through film, the Disney vaults and everything like that they can draw from, so they should really celebrate that. So that's my 2 cents. And what do you guys think out there? Feel free to let us know via social media, Facebook and Twitter at WDW After Dark, WDW After Dark Webcast on Facebook, or just send us an email at wdwafterdark@gmail.com. Any other final words from the Peanut Gallery before we sign out of here for tonight?
Just to touch on your comments about it being a celebration of film and all. I think it started struggling when they quit producing shows and movies there in the parks. Because if you remember, it started up. Its concept was it's a functioning movie lot.
It's a working studio.
It's a working studio. And how many times do we take the backlot tour to say, well, here's where they film Thunder in Paradise, or here in this, you take the animation tour, and they're actually working on stuff. They worked on Mulan, they worked on Atlantis, they worked on Lilo and Stitch, and you could see them actually working that stuff. So,
Home on the Range.
Yeah. We tried to forget
Hey,
that.
that was one of the last
Throw that
movies
one out
they
there,
did
yeah.
there.
Home on the Range.
It was one of the last movies they did there.
Oh, Kristen. Oh, she's still
Thank
holding
goodness
a torch.
it was the last one that they probably did. Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. But anyway, no, you're right. You're right, Eric. Totally.
I'm glad to hear
I wish
you
they
admit
still did that. Yeah. Hey, just remember, WCW Wrestling used to be filmed over there, too. So they did a lot of really cool stuff over there.
Yeah, you see where that went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah.
I mean,
so,
all in all, I don't think that I don't think a name change is going to cut it. They really, really need to step up on this stuff and focus on Star Wars, focus on Pixar, focus on something. Get people excited about going to that park again, because it's gonna if not, you're not doing it already, it's gonna turn into the half-a-day park. And
you know what? They're going to convert the backlot tour. They're going to turn it to Liam Neeson's Taken Land.
No.
And every little bit of that will be every Liam Neeson movie where he's acting badass. I think there's at least 7 Taken movies by now, so that'll be a franchise they can build upon.
Don't forget about Darkman. He was Darkman at one time. Don't forget about that.
Well, that's right.
God,
wow,
he was
Darkman.
Darkman?
Yeah, he was
That pretty
Darkman.
awesome right there.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. That's a great movie. Well, let's go ahead and once again sign up for this week. Next week on the program, we're going to be joined by a very interesting guest. She is Blue Carson, and she is a writer of Disney and a little book called Dark Rides. And so we're going to have Blue on to talk and join the panel about this Disney discussion, and also talk about her book, which is a little Disney, a little magic, a little 50 Shades of Grey. It should be very interesting, to say the least.
Boy.
So, yeah, very, very interesting stuff.
It's gonna get
so
hot
let's go
and
ahead and
next
go.
week, you know?
It's gonna be a little hot and steamy. Jeff Davis, why don't you go ahead and put yourself over?
Well, okay, I can only go about this far, but well.
Where can people find you on the interweb, Jeff?
Follow me on Twitter at DW_60 for my personal Twitter if you care to do that. It's Jeff Davis _75, and check out DW60 on Thursday mornings over at srsounds.com.
Kristen.
Yes, diningatdisney.com on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. It is Dining at Disney on YouTube, The Dining at Disney. Every other Monday you can watch on YouTube the Dining at Disney podcast as we record live our show, which is a bi-weekly show.
Thank you very much.
That's
Great
it.
new podcast. Great new podcast. Thank you, Kristen. Mr. Eric Allen.
You can find me on Twitter at Sorcom Review for things Disney related, and at Uncle Servo for other sci-fi / fantasy / assorted geekery shenanigans.
All right. Of course, you can find me at JediMouseketeer.com, Jedi Mouseketeer, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also check out at WDW Tiki Room on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget this companion show. Just like Eric has got Marvel Geeks, Mighty Marvel Geeks podcast. We also have WDW Tiki Room, also available as part of the Weeby Geeks network of podcasts. And you also have, let's see here. Oh, well, I forgot what else we're going to talk about. Hey, you can also find us at WDW Tiki Room on Sorcerer Radio as well every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern, where we always talk to Disney celebrities and give you rundown on, I guess, park resorts and eateries. So that good stuff is available every week there at wdwtkiroom.com. Hey, gang, thank you so much for tuning into the show. Like I said, next week is going to be awesome. Don't forget to click that Amazon link and get your trips through Kristen at magicaljourneysvacations.com. Big thanks to Weeby Geeks Podcast Network, as well as our syndication partner, Shot Glass Digital, and those great group of podcasters there. Until next week, we will see you guys later. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0. We have the technology. Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices. Better, stronger, faster. Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog.
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone. Gorge. Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features.
My goodness.
And the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
srsounds.com.